Well, because the anti-war movement by that time was totally a pro-communist movement, they wanted the United States to lose, they activated all of their agent provocateurs and their dupes, and mass protests erupted at mainly college campuses across the country over this escalation of the war into Cambodia. And at these college campuses, they were all, every campus had a chapter of the SDS, Students for Democratic Actionists, or SDA, SDS, communist terrorists, the Black Panthers. But, you know, the young, stupid students, 18, 19, 20 years old, they think they're protesting the war, right? But they're being used for globalist communist ends. And the idea was not to win in Vietnam, not to defeat communism. Just have a war for the sake of having a war. Leave the status quo in place. Don't allow any nationalistic governments to pop up anywhere in the world. But can't win the war. So these students were used for that end, to actually subvert the U.S. military. At Kent State in Ohio, there was an incident where a mob really got ugly, and the provocateurs started throwing rocks and stones at the National Guardsmen who were called in to restore order. And the students, mob of students, were ordered to disperse. They refused. They would fire tear gas at them. It's alleged that a sniper started firing at the National Guardsmen. I don't know if that's true or not. Some of the guardsmen were hurt by the stones that were being thrown at them. It does seem that there was a bit of an overreaction. I'll say they fired at the students, and 4 of them were killed at Kent State. The real blame belongs with the provocateurs, because that's how they do. When they want to point the finger or they want to undermine the leader of a country, they'll stage a provocative act, hoping that the military forces will overreact. I mean, this kind of maneuvering goes back to the Boston Massacre. It's provoke, 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 get them to panic and fire, and then scream massacre. And they call this the Massacre at Kent State. And there's the famous, iconic, award-winning photo of a girl crying over one of the students who was shot dead. I don't know if that was crisis acting or what. I mean, given what we know today about how these things work, I mean, I don't know. But the situation did get ugly at Kent State. And within a matter of weeks, Neil Young comes out with that song, "For Dead in Ohio, 10 soldiers and Nixon coming." You ever heard that song? That's about Kent State. So now they're blaming it on Nixon, who just had this war dropped in his lap, and he's just trying to do the best he can to win it and get out of there. But they were using that to subvert Nixon already, because the left hated Nixon. They wanted to get rid of him.